Hello?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I don't like horror movies. I don't have a favorite, but I do watch a lot of them. I mean, I saw on Smile, Barbarian, Cocaine Bear, to name a few. But you know what? If you really want to know what my favorite horror movies are, I definitely recommend checking out my YouTube channel, Handsome Review with your handsome host. Besides dressing up really nice and snazzy, I like to talk about movies. Speaking of scary movies, actually, this is a review. Thanks for watching, guys. Today we're going to be reviewing Scream 6. Be right with you. Welcome back to another handsome review with your handsome host. It is I, JennaOrtega. I know, it's been such a long time. I'm sure you don't recognize me at this point, right? The last time was last year, and now I'm ready to get on to the big movies that are starting to come out. And I wanted to start out with a banger, Scream 6. One of those movies I was looking forward to as soon as Scream 5 rolled credits. They had, two new exciting directors. The last director was Wes Craven, rest in peace. He helmed, basically directed four of the movies, and then the fifth one was done by two directors, and then they came back again for this part two, basically. And so, that's one of the things about the movie that they do talk about in the movie, because Scream is very much a very meta story about people who watch a lot of horror movies and kind of like seeing how a lot of it gets parodied, which basically means kind of made fun of, in order to kind of highlight the absurdity or the funny things about movies in general, in an entertaining way, of course. So, on before I go any further, just want to say this is a full spoiler review. So I know if you haven't seen the movie, because I know it's only been out for a couple of days, if you haven't seen it, definitely click off now. But before you click off, I just want to say once you watch the movie, come back to this video, press play. Don't forget to like this video even if you haven't fully seen it. On that way you know to come back to it later. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because I will be starting to come back again with new videos. As you can tell, I have new scenery every week now, so it's gonna be a little bit different up in here, especially with the last intro I just filmed right now. I had a lot of fun making that because that's how much I really like the movie. And hopefully with time I get to do more experimental stuff, different things, so we can kind of, switch it up on this channel. So that's the good thing about it. But now let's get into the spoilers. Let's get into the meat and bones. Look, I'm going to start off right off the bat. I love this movie. It was great on just the general stuff. A lot of great horror, a lot of great tension. Man, it was very bloody and very, very violent movie. I will say that. I think the directors, they knew that in order to really make this movie stand out, they had to go all in. Take on all the stuff that Scream is known for and just level that shit up. Excuse my language, but level it up, and you can tell with the blood, with the stuff. And that was actually one of the conversations that was really funny in a movie about on how like everyone was freaking out trying to figure out like, oh, so what happens in the horror movies? Oh, usually this person is bad or that person is bad. The boyfriend or on basically new people who come into the story a lot of times have either a history with them or somehow are trying to get them killed. And so, they create a lot of paranoia, but there was a lot of action, like a lot of straight up intense, violent action. Like on one of my favorite things about horror movies in general, and why I started getting into them again, was like the end fight between the monster and the hero. A lot of times, it's the final girl. The last woman that survives after seeing her entire friend and family just get like ripped apart, and then she finally decides enough is enough and fights them. And we do get that final girl action, so it was great. And it sounds weird, but what I mean is just this character that we kind of relate to over time in the movie, and then she just goes all out at the end, just like that final push, that final, I am alive and I will not let you take my life. And that tension, man, it's a rush in the movie theaters. Not in real life, all right? I ain't no psychopath. But on the big screen, when you're inside a dark theater with a lot of sound, speakers all over the place, man, that stuff really hypes you up. Kind of be like, if someone messes with me, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fight them. I don't care. That type of stuff. And so it really worked here. Like the final scenes in the movie was really great. Man, after like ramping it up the whole movie with like these crazy kills and these crazy fight scenes between our heroes and protagonists against the ghostface, I believe they call him, was great. And so that really is really what made it for me. I really liked the intro too. It got a little close to home because, because as you know, I'm a big movie fan. I'm a big person who even studied in college. I studied film studies, which basically means I sat in a dark room and I wrote papers about how movies and TV shows, well, mostly movies, influence history and how a lot of times it was a reflection of the way people or even the government was thinking at that time. And they literally mentioned that in the movie, and I was like, damn, what is this, college? I'm already done with that. I graduated a long time ago. Yeah, several years ago. So, you know, that type of stuff, I really liked it, especially because the first victim in the movie was straight up a college professor, and that was crazy. And then really what I liked about it too was they always go meta with the first kill, you know? And then in this one, it turned into like several kills at once because first she got killed, and it turns out that the ghost face person reveals his face. And you're like, wow, already in the introduction, they're showing you that this is something different than what we're used to. Revealing his face, and then he goes home and you know, he's looking for his friend who apparently is another copycat killer, and then they both get killed, and that's crazy too because all of a sudden you get like that same thrills of like that first of the intro on kill like you see in all the other Scream movies, you know, but except it's a ghost face guy getting killed. So it was really great, very like meta, taking it to that level of like serial killer stuff. Besides that, on the violence, the tension, on, you know, I'm just gonna go to the ending. You're ready. If you're here, it's because you already saw it or because you don't really care. All right. And if you continue watching up to this point, I want to say again, this will be deep spoilers because this is basically the end of the movie. And also, YouTube don't censor me because I already tell everyone there's spoilers in this. Thanks, guys. So basically, at the end, it was revealed that it was 3 ghost face killers. So most of the time on the Scream movies, it's usually 2. Which works because, you know, it throws off the protagonist, it throws everyone watching the movie because you're like, oh, it's this guy. But then you see on Ghostface and the person in the same room, and then later it turns out that they were both working together, you know? And it turns out it was an entire family going against Sam and Tara, the 2 sisters. And then on that reveal, and they basically were the ones who killed everybody, switching bodies and doing a whole bunch of stuff that Scream is really well known for. And then my favorite part, man, was they kind of, in a weird way, turned Ghostface into into anti-hero, you know, because the main character, they're already kind of alluding into that direction because of the fact that she is the daughter of the original Ghostface killer. So there's already that connection, but she's the protagonist. And she's not bad. It's not really revealed that she's the one that's killing everybody, you know? And then you get that here. And then at the end fight, when everybody's fighting each other and basically the kids are dead, and then all that's left is the main villain. And then the girl, Sam, she fights him, and then he faints because he falls over like the 2nd floor or something, and he wakes up and he gets a phone call. And you're like, what? And then the same voice modulator, which is what they say is what they use in order to make sure that the same voice is used throughout all the Scream movies, which is really a great tactic, is used on him. And then he kind of, she taunts him, eventually revealing that it's Sam. And he's like, Sam, get out here, fight me, fulfill your full potential of being a serial killer. And then she comes out and she kills him like crazy. And I'm like, what? It was such a great use of tension, even at the end, man. It was great, the twists, all the stuff. I know I just revealed it, but pretend you didn't hear that part and still watch the full video. I appreciate that. But man, what a great movie. So that's the end of my review. I know I revealed the whole movie. I mean, I went into parts, like really the important parts of the movie, but still, I went into parts. I just want to say thank you for watching. You know, I really do hope you continue with me. We continue to grow as our goal is now 1,000 subscribers. Before, I didn't think I could get to 100, but I know that asking and just kind of pushing forward with these videos and always doing my best, I know that we can reach the heights of these other YouTubers out there. You know, the thousandaires and the millionaires and the 100 millionaire YouTubers. You know, we can do that. And if you do that, if you come along with me on this journey, I promise that over time, I will continue to pull a Scream 6, which basically means going all out, going onto the next level, pushing it to the max with this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time. Peace.